The follow-up is simple. Ask a question, listen to the answer, then follow up. I'm your host, Noah Kozlov. Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and every week we sit on my bed and have a conversation about a topic that I want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about your trip to El Paso, Texas, and the college basketball game.
So when I came home, we're recording this on Sunday. When I came home yesterday,
Saturday,
you gave me a hug and said, I think we should talk about your trip. I said, oh, okay. So I went to El Paso, Texas to broadcast the college basketball game on Friday. So I got there Thursday. It was UTEP, which is University of Texas El Paso, against New Mexico State. What do you want?
And, I want to make a point here. So that's so crazy because El Paso is it's the border of Texas, right? It's along the border, basically.
It's on the border of Texas and New Mexico.
And New Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. So you could walk into New Mexico. Right?
Yeah, you could, and you can also walk into Mexico.
And you can walk into Mexico.
Right, there's Juarez, Mexico is right there, and then New Mexico, the border. It's not. I mean, it would be a little bit to walk, but.
No, I meant Mexico. You could walk into.
Right. So, but the difference between UTEP and New Mexico State is it's actually 41.4 miles. So not far from each one of those schools, and it's called the Battle of I-10. So you just get on Route 10, Interstate 10, and that's what connects the two schools.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's why it's a rival. Like on Tuesday when I was in Charlotte, that was a rivalry game between Charlotte and Davidson, and they're in the same city, and only 20 minutes separate those two schools. This is a rivalry that is separated by a border, New Mexico and Texas, but only about 50 minutes away.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, since El Paso is so close to Mexico, what type of food did you eat? Because, I mean, Mexican food.
Yeah.
Did you eat? Because I'm expecting that you eat Mexican food.
Right, so I ate a lot of Mexican food. And so when I got to, I'd never been to El Paso before.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know where in Texas El Paso was. I've been to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Texas, Denton, Texas. So
There's a lot of places in Texas.
Arlington, all in certain areas.
Arlington.
Yeah, but then
El Paso.
is about from Dallas to El Paso.
Is it a car or airplane?
If it's a car, it's a 9.5 hour drive.
Because
across
Texas
the state.
is so big.
Right, massive. I mean, I think you could fit all of Spain in Texas. So when I got in there, flew through Dallas, and I went to the Lyft driver to the hotel. I said, my first time in El Paso, what do I need to eat? And when it's your first time in a town, and especially in a smaller town, locals get really excited. Say, oh, I want to make sure you have a great time. So he said his family owned a restaurant called Que Flauta, KE apostrophe FLAUTA. So flautas in Spanish are these tightly rolled tortillas that are probably like this big, this long, tightly rolled and fried and filled with. I had 3 chicken and 2 potato.
Oh, you went there?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
And then they had avocado crema and stuff on top and some salsa and rice and beans. So I walked from my hotel. I got to my hotel, did some work.
Not knowing it's going to be that far, right?
I knew it was far. It was 2.5 miles. But I did not know that it was uphill. And I also wanted to see the sunset. El Paso is called the Sun City because they're known for bright sunshine and the sunset over the mountains and the sun where the Franklin Mountains are there. So I walked 2.5 miles, got there. I walked past the school and got there, and then I took a lift back. But it was.
Did you see the sunset?
I did, but it was a little hazy, so it wasn't as clear as a beautiful sunset. Yeah. But that was terrific. So I had that, and then I also had more the next day for breakfast. I had this. I forget what it was called. It was at another hotel around the corner. The place was called Taft Diaz, and it was like a bed of homemade tortilla chips. This is for breakfast. A bed of homemade tortilla chips.
This sounds like dinner.
Right, with avocados and salsa and some beans, and also then 2 sunny side up eggs on top.
That sounds really good. And talking about like the sunset and how it's like really known for like bright sunshine, the days that you were there, what was the temperature?
Oh, it was like 70, 72 degrees.
Oh, wow.
It was great. And so it doesn't...
But then like a few days ago when you're looking at like Texas, like I think around here and El Paso is, oh my god, like here.
Yeah, El Paso's in the northwest part.
Right. Yeah. It was like one day it was like 72, and then up here like a little top, like a little up top, I think it was close, but like over here, if El Paso's over here, it was like, right?
I'm very confused. El Paso is up here.
So
say El Paso's up here, and then Dallas over here. So one day, last week when we looked, it was 40 in El Paso and it was 40 in Dallas.
Right.
But there are other days where Texas is so big that you could have 70 degrees in Dallas and it could be 35 degrees in El Paso.
Oh, right. But the day they were there,
or somewhere else.
You said it was 72, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
So it was 72 once, I think, in El Paso on that day, and then in Dallas, I think it was still in like the 50s.
Yeah, it can be all over the place.
Yeah.
Texas, you can get all the different climates, and it's also wild that in the, it's Christmas time, holiday time. So I went to this San Jacinto Plaza, which is near the hotel, and did Mom show you that video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with all the beautiful lights and everything, and it was. It just doesn't feel like the holidays to me because of the weather. So that was that.
Let's talk about the game now.
Okay.
So, in college basketball, it's not quarters, it's halves. So let's talk about
20-minute halves,
the first half. So I know it was I'm pretty sure it was like 2 different teams, different meaning like one team's like it's not like they're close of how good they are, probably.
Yeah, these teams they're fairly
good?
even. I thought New Mexico State was going to win the game, and we're not going to tell you who won the game maybe till the very end.
But you just basically probably gave it away because
No.
you said I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win the game. And when it started, I thought they were the better team. And then in that first half, it was pretty ugly. They missed, both teams missed a lot of shots, but there weren't many turnovers, which was good.
Yeah, but wasn't the first play a turnover? The first play was a turnover.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a turnover.
Oh, but
there were 2 turnovers, and I think I saw
quickly?
2 or 3 turnovers in like the first 10 minutes.
Huh? Because UTEP forces their opponents into 20 turnovers a game, which is a ton. So in the first half, there weren't. Maybe it started off with a few turnovers, but there weren't that many. The second half actually started off with a ton of turnovers, and I was shocked.
Because all you really had to do, because you're the play-by-play.
Mm-hmm.
You were just like, calling turnover.
Turnover. What are we doing here? But so the first half, it was close. It was 32-30 at the half, and I think New Mexico State was winning at the half. But
and you thought New Mexico State was going to win.
I thought they were going to win, but what was interesting about the whole game was their coach had missed the previous 2 games with COVID, New Mexico State.
Who was their coach?
This guy, Chris Jans.
Okay.
And then UTEP, their best player, had missed the past 2 games with COVID.
So the coach was out for COVID protocols.
No,
not with COVID.
No, the coach had
they
COVID.
Were both out with COVID.
The coach had COVID. That player had COVID. Another player on UTEP's team was out for COVID protocol because he was in close contact. Okay. But he was not vaccinated. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I should get vaccinated." And then he got vaccinated, so he doesn't miss any more time. So then, but what was interesting about this game was that we usually broadcast from a table that is on the other side of the benches. So we're looking at the benches, okay?
Where the coaches and...
We're looking at where the coaches and the players sit, usually. And the camera that you see on TV, the main camera angle, is above us. So we're looking at the same angle at the court as the folks are watching at home. But this time, we were sitting on the side where the benches were.
Yeah.
So at times, the coach is in front of me. But the camera angle was from the other side. So the monitors that we have in front of us is inverted, so it's reversed. And the monitor had a 1.5 to 2 second delay, so I couldn't look at the monitor, the TV screen in front of me, if I couldn't see what was actually happening on the court. It was very disorienting.
And it was a disaster.
Not a disaster, but it was just a bit disorienting. And so what was happening on the screen right in front of me was happening 2 seconds after what was actually happening on the court. So anyway, so then the second half was wild. Like, New Mexico State went up by 7 points. And their best player...
39?
No, like later. It was like,
okay.
I think it made it 63-56, I think it was. And New Mexico State's best player had hit a reverse layup, like he came from the right side, spun it up. He thought he got fouled, and he said something to the official right in front of us, and like was pretty angry. And the official gave him a technical foul because you can't yell at an official that way. I thought the official was right. Like the player has to keep his cool. I understand.
You can. What if you just said it like this to the official? I think I got in a foul that you didn't call.
Yes.
Can I call it as a foul?
Well, could you please next time pay closer attention?
Or
you could say something like that.
Or could you play it back to see if it was a foul?
What, review it? No, they couldn't review that. But you know, at a timeout or at a free throw, you could say something to the official. Players do this all the time. Say, hey, I think I was getting a lot of contact down there. Could you take a closer look at it? So then he got fouled, and then it was a technical foul. So the other team, UTEP, got 2 free throws, got the ball, hit a 3-pointer, and then New Mexico State missed coming down the other end, and then UTEP scored again. So just like that, it went from New Mexico State up 7 to a tie game, and the place was going crazy because it's a rivalry game, and the fans don't like each other. This is the 221st time the teams have been playing. So now I'm getting pretty pumped up as a broadcaster.
Right,
it was great
because it's like a crazy game.
Yeah, it was a fun atmosphere. So then it comes down to the end when New Mexico State then has the ball with about 5 seconds left. And the score was tied at 69. So let's pause.
Yes. Who do you think won?
New Mexico State or UTEP? New Mexico State had the ball. 5 seconds left.
Can I take what I?
Well, you already know, right? Or you don't remember?
I forget.
Oh.
I think New Mexico State because I think they scored a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer.
So New Mexico State comes down. Jabari Rice, whose full real name is Sir Jabari Prince Rice. Okay? Jabari Rice comes down. 3-pointer goes around and around and in. And the fact that it went around and around twice took more time off the clock, so that was actually beneficial. And it went through with 1.6 seconds left, and then this kid Jamal Bieniemy, whose father Eric is Uncle Eric played in the NFL for a long time, is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is pretty cool. His half-court shot was kind of close at the buzzer. So that was that. So 72-69. It's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was supposed to have a game the next day, but Nevada got a whole bunch of COVID cases, so
is
they
it
canceled
Nevada
it.
or Nevada?
It's Nevada, or at least in.
I say Nevada.
So I used to say Nevada, but then all their sports teams go by Nevada, and I was always told to call it Nevada. That's what I did. So that was that. That was El Paso, and then afterwards I ate a smoked turkey sandwich. And that was my only non-Mexican meal, and that was that.
That's a very interesting dinner.
Mm-hmm. So that was my trip.
Nice.
Then I had a 5:30 flight the next morning.
Yeah.
Flew to Chicago. Came back here. Had a cup of coffee. And we had a day together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That was that. It was a pretty wild week.
Yeah, that was a wild week. You had another game that week earlier.
Right. Like it started in Florida on Saturday. And then Charlotte on Tuesday. And then
Texas
I got to El Paso on Thursday. Had that game Friday.
Yeah.
And now here I am.
Mm-hmm. Because you would have been coming back today because you would have been in Dallas and had the game tomorrow.
I had a game yesterday and come back today.
Yesterday, yeah.
Right. And I was really looking forward to that game too. Because North Texas won a game in the NCAA tournament last year, upset Purdue. Nevada really needed to win because they haven't been that great, and they were expected to be good, but they haven't been that great in the non-conference. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of these days you'll come on a trip. One of these days. I don't know when, but one of these days. We'll figure it out. But thanks for watching. You watched some of the game, right?
Yeah, I watched I think the first 5 minutes of the game.
So when you put it on and watch it,
Yeah, we watch it.
do you say, "Oh, I like Dad"? Well, because you help pick out my shirt and tie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you look at it and say, "Oh, I think that looks nice together"? Or
Yeah.
Do you?
Usually,
Is that what you and Mom
Yeah.
focus on first?
Not really.
No.
But I say like, but we usually sometimes focus on what pin you're wearing. 'Cause you
Oh,
like
what
wearing
pin?
pins.
Yeah, I do like wearing pins. I had it on a
Lamb chop.
lamb chop from Sherry Lewis. I think it used to be Uncle Saul's pin, and he'd given it to Max.
And
Uncle
you
Max.
also have worn the gumbo machine on.
Gumball machine one. And then there's the Alex's lemonade, a lemon, and sometimes I wear an Alex's lemonade, the burrito butterfly sometimes.
I don't know what that is.
The burrito is the artist burrito. You know, you have the burrito bears.
Oh,
Yeah, he did like a little pin butterfly.
cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that.
I love you. I love you.